part of what's happening is, like, part of why things cost more is that they actually cost more. But also, we've seen a lot of expansion of corporate profits that people cash in on. But to me, the answer to that is, okay, let's have a fairer tax system.
How do we do that?
Says, well, I mean, at risk of sounding simplistic, like, you pass a law, like, we can do this, right? It's not like profoundly mysterious.
For example, it's like, it's not going to be income tax, right? Because they'll find a way to not have income.
So you can adjust capital gains, right? It doesn't have to be like all the way at the level that it used to be.
But even with capital gains, you're only taxing them when they cash out, and a lot of these guys won't cash out. They just take loans against their investments, and then loans aren't taxable, so they live for free.
Right. So that's where the idea of wealth taxes come in, right?
And what is that?
If you're just sitting on it, at a certain point, especially if you're past a certain point in how much you're sitting on, you got to contribute a little bit. I mean, this is not a novel. Property taxes are that way, right? Like, you don't wait until you sell a home to have to pay property tax on every year. Like, you contribute a little bit of the value of the real estate you're sitting on, and that goes to county roads and the school and the sheriff's department or whatever else you count on, right? So, like, there is a way to do that nationally.
But
we just
property
haven't had the
tax is
political will to
going
do
to
it.
close that gap. I don't think it's going to close that gap.
I mean, if you added all of these, well, you have pieces of that,
a lot of
right?
No, I'm not saying we shouldn't do it. I think that there is this feeling, this sentiment, I think that Akash was tapping into as well. And there's two things. Like, you seem like someone who's very knowledgeable and very aware of all these things, but you have to meet the average person where they feel emotionally. Yeah. I think you do a really good job, and I've seen a lot of your interviews, is like acknowledging the emotions of the people that you're talking to before giving them evidence that might be contrary to them. Yeah. Instead of this like finger wagging approach, which is like, oh, you're stupid if you don't agree with me. Yeah. Really important. I think the average like American isn't even aware that like what Amazon makes a year and what they pay in taxes. Like, I think they paid $0 last year.
Yeah, a whole bunch of these corporations.
And I get what they're doing, and I don't want the pendulum to swing so far that you can't start a business and you can't grow and thrive. And I think that's like one of the great things about America. Yeah. But there has to be this middle ground. And if we don't do something about it, the American people should at least be aware of I don't want to say the CEOs, but the people that own these companies that are essentially stealing from the American people and using the system. Like, we should be aware of who they are. Now, I'm not saying we should do anything to them, but they should be shamed.
Or taxed.